Hi everyone, this is Julie from Totally Holistic Health and welcome to day 3, which actually is a day late because I do apologise. I've actually got COVID at the moment, so I felt really ropey yesterday, which is why I didn't actually come on at all yesterday. I just spent most of the day in bed, so I'm a day late, but I thought it'd probably be easy to record all these the next 2 or 3 days because that doesn't mean I don't have to get out of bed at 7 o'clock in the morning to actually do the live recording. So I probably will actually be doing them later in the day just so I get my head together because it's a bit cotton woolly at the moment. So anyway, today's how are you doing first of all in the first 2 days that we've actually done? You've had an extra day to practice. Hope you've actually managed to sort of get used to that 3 part of the breath, used to using all of the long area, the lower ribs, the middle and then the upper ribs as well. Today we are going to look at something called coherent breathing. So this is a really, well, it's not straightforward as such. It's quite a nice, easy starting point in terms of controlling the breath work. So the main thing is trying to be controlling the timing of the breath. So when we're talking about controlling, that's what we're trying to control. So obviously, the very first day we talked about the rate of the breath. So some people, the normal rate was between sort of like 7 to 10 breaths per minute. Some were sort of middle between 10 to 14 and some were sort of slightly more. So obviously the higher rate means that you're breathing faster and obviously the lower rate means you're breathing slower. So when we're actually doing these breath practices, what we're trying to do is take an inhale and then we're going to take twice as long on the exhale. So we normally start by sort of breathing in for a count of 2 and then breathing out for a count of 4. Now, if you are someone who breathes faster, between sort of like 14 to 16 breaths per minute, this may suit you better. However, we can also try experimenting to see if you can breathe in for a count of 4, breathe out for a count of 8, and then 8, and then 16. So if you're a slower breather, then you might find that the slower count or the longer in breath and the longer out breath suits you better. So we're going to try both options. So obviously it's a case of just trying to find an option that's right for you, because obviously everybody's breathing rate is different. So, and obviously breathing rates in the morning is slightly different from breathing rates later in the day as well. So it's really a case of just finding the best one for you. So there's no right or wrong in terms of timing. It's just what suits your breath work and your real breathing rate. So we're going to start off with a 2 and a 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to empty our lungs and then we're going to take a breath in for a count of 2 and then we're going to take a longer, slower out breath for a count of 4. The reason why we do a longer out breath is because what it does, it enables the vagus nerve to sort of kick in. So the vagus nerve is basically a nerve that actually comes from the brain all the way down into your gut. And it's quite powerful in terms of activating your parasympathetic nervous system. So it's actually quite important to keep it regulated, but equally try to practice exercising it a little bit as well, because the more the vagus nerve is sort of used or worked with, the more you can sort of check into your body a little bit better. You have to excuse me, I've got COVID brain today. So I know what I'm trying to say, but it's coming out wrong, but hopefully you'll get the gist. And if you do need to ask me any questions after this, please feel free, because my COVID brain is just cotton wool at the moment. So what we're going to do is count. So what I will do, I'll count in for the first couple of times, breathing in for 2, breathing out for 4. But then after that, I will leave you to breathe in on your own count, because I find it quite annoying someone counting for me. So what you might want to do is count with your fingers. So you can do 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So at least you've got that count. But I'll count in the first couple for you, and maybe we'll do about 4 or 5 of this one, and then we'll do 4 or 5 of the sort of slightly longer breath in and breath out, and then we'll do 4 or 5 of the very long one. Okay, so again, this is best to do seated. So if you can, make sure you have a cushion under your bottom. If you get that, so you get that lovely upright spine. If you're sitting on a chair, again, maybe make sure your bottom is higher than your knees. What we're trying to do is allow ourselves to come into that lovely upright position, so we're not slouching, we're not closing up the chest at all. Hands can rest wherever you feel comfortable putting them. And again, it's nice to close the eyes a little bit if you want to. It just takes any distractions out. So just to get yourself nice and comfortable. So what we're going to do is going to totally empty the lungs first of all. So really take a nice deep breath in, and then really empty the lungs as you breathe out. count in for 2. Breathing in, 1, 2. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing in, 1, 2. Breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll let you do in your own breath. Count on your fingers. Keep the rhythm nice and steady. And then just allow your breath to come back to normal. Okay, so again, it's good to gauge how that feels. The idea is when you're breathing out, it just allows you to relax. So it's quite cathartic. It's quite, it really calms your nervous system down. So again, it's a really nice one to use. Now, what we're going to do is double that time in. So we're going to count in for 4, and then we're going to count out for 8. So again, this could be a little bit more challenging. Sometimes this is a nice even one. So it's a nice, sort of, it's a good medium one to do if you're sort of not sure which way you want to go. So again, relax yourself down, and I'll count in just for the first 2, and then I'll let you count your own. Excuse me. So just exhale all the breath out of your lungs. So we're going to breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Counting in again, 2, 3, 4. Out for 8. And let your breath just come back to normal. And see how that feels. Maybe roll those shoulders around a little bit. And again, just notice, does that make you feel a little bit more breathless as you're breathing out? And obviously, if you have something like a cold like me and you're not able to breathe in through the nose, obviously breathing in and out through the mouth is probably not preferred, but it's another option you can do. Ideally, nostril breathing is better. So now we're going to breathe in for a count of 8 and then breathe out for a count of 16. So this can be a little bit more challenging, but again, it's obviously if you're a slower breather, this might suit you better. So again, if you find you've done it for a couple of times and it really doesn't suit you, just go back to what suits you. So it could be a 2-4 or a 4-8. Okay, so again, nice and relaxed. And then empty the lungs, breathing out. So we're going to count in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Back in, and out. And in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. In, 2, out. And then let your breath just go back to its normal breathing. And again, see how that feels. Again, maybe roll the shoulders, just get yourself nice and comfortable. So there are other options. We normally do a 1-2 ratio with that one. Sometimes if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, you could do a 1-4. If you want to get a little bit more advanced, sometimes 5 and 10 works well for some people. So the main thing is just have a little bit of a play, but ideally the out breath should be about twice as long as your in breath. And again, yeah, give me any comments you've got. If you're struggling with that one, let me know. If you find that you're breathing in with your whole of your breath, with the whole of the lungs, with the 3-part breath, which will probably find you more helpful. Let me know if you're struggling with that. But I will see you tomorrow, and I'll probably pre-record tomorrow as well, just so that I can post it, and then I'll probably hopefully be back in the studio as a live one on Monday. I'm fingers crossed anyway. Anyway, take care. See you then. Bye.